A hot topic right now, policing in America. President Trump signing an executive order on police reform yesterday following 3 weeks of protests demanding racial equality and an end to police brutality. Joining us live right now to add some perspective is Reginald Scandrett, retired Chief Deputy of DeKalb County. Good morning to you, Reginald.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. President Trump's order, we've been talking a lot about it throughout the show here. It calls for more federal money to police departments aimed at training reforms and transparency and so much more. We've also been hearing from black families impacted by violence, and they're saying it just doesn't go far enough. Do you understand what they're saying here, and can you expand on that?
Well, I do understand that. I think that it may be many steps, small steps in the right direction. However, reform without application is still not the right movement. We need to put forth application to make sure that we can go out in the streets, particularly from a leadership standpoint and from a command staff standpoint, and inspect what we expect. We need to get outside of the walls of our administrative hollows and our offices. And the commanders, the chiefs, and the sheriffs, we have to go out into the streets and inspect what we expect, talk to Ms. Jackson, talk to Ms. Johnson, and say, how can we help you suffer less? And I think that will begin to develop the relationships that we certainly need during this time frame.
Community policing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We've heard a lot about de-escalation, and we've seen many instances since the police custody death of George Floyd in which, if de-escalation were put in place, right, the outcome would not have been what it was. Do you think at this point that is possible, considering the training that has happened over all these years? I mean, take a veteran police officer. Is it possible to truly put de-escalation in place without starting anew?
Well, oftentimes it depends on the situation. I think that we need to make sure we arm our officers with realistic training to make sure that they understand on every scene that you approach, your original objective is to calm the waters. If we can get that as a foundation, we can begin to build the house with understanding, with respect to cultural understanding, with respect to really seeing what's going on the scene, and understanding that person as a person with empathy and compassion. I think we do that. We start to change this narrative around a little bit.
I've been hearing from a lot of folks saying, I would not want to be a police officer right now. Can you talk about the mental health of officers?
Well, it's challenging. And I think that we need to take the time for the large percentage of the officers that are doing the right thing to say thank you. It is challenging to be a police officer. And more specifically, it is challenging to clinically unpack the things that they see on every day. I think that moving forward, I think that what would help us if we can do mandatory psychological testing at least twice a year. Because what that would do from a management tool is to help me help them become better officers, become better parents, become more involved into the community, and give them a sense of release with respect to what they see every single day, which is challenging and changes and alters who they are as a person. So I certainly think we need to do that foundationally.
All right. Reginald Scandrett, retired Chief Deputy of DeKalb County. We have run out of time. Wanted to ask you about so many more things, but I do appreciate your time with us this morning on Morning Rush. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Chesley, let's turn it over to you.